Hello everyone, welcome to HBN Infotech Tutorials. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to create a 2 BHK house plan in Microsoft PowerPoint with real-time scaling and size. This 20 feet by 30 feet house plan that you are seeing right now is 100% created in Microsoft PowerPoint, and this is perfectly ideal for small families with affordable budget. Okay, now let us start. There are two settings that needs to be done. First, you will need to change the units of measure to centimeter. To change the units of measure to centimeter, press Windows plus R key on your keyboard. This opens the Run dialog box. Then type timedate.cpl and press the Enter key. This would bring up the date and time settings. Now you can click on Change Date and Time, and then you can click on Change Calendar Settings, and then you can click on Additional Settings. Then you can just have a look at this setting, Measurement System. So here you will need to select metric instead of US. So if you select metric, the units of measure will be centimeter, and this affects PowerPoint. So now you can simply click on OK and close all the dialog boxes by clicking on the OK. Now, before we do the second setting, let us understand the scaling concept and let us see how it can be implemented in Microsoft PowerPoint. The scaling method used in this project is called map scaling method. According to this method, 1 unit on the plan represents 1 unit of the real world size. For example, in this house plan, 1 centimeter represents 1 feet of real world size. So in this project, feet measurement is converted into centimeter. For example, I have constructed a 30 centimeter wall which represents 30 feet real world size. I have created a detailed video on map scaling method, and you can find the video link in the description. Okay, now the second setting is to change the slide size. Okay, now let us take a new file by going to the file, new, blank presentation. Now you can click on the layout and click on blank. This would remove the text boxes on the slide. Now to change the slide size, you can go to the design and then slide size, and then click on custom slide size. Now here I would enter a value of 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter, since my plan is going to be 20 by 30 feet. So if you enter a bigger value such as 300 or 500 and click on the OK button, you might get an error telling that the maximum size allowed is 142.24 centimeter. So you should enter a value within 142 centimeter. So I would enter 50 centimeter for both height and width and click on the OK button, and you can select Ensure Fit. This would set the size of the slide for 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter. Now you might ask, how much big house plan can I create in PowerPoint? If you correlate feet with centimeter, then you could create house plans that are up to 142 feet, since the maximum slide size allowed is 142 centimeter by 142 centimeter. Now, before we start the drawing process, let us have a look at the measurements and conversions that would be used in this project. Any measurements of foot and inches should be correlated with centimeter. If the measurements are in feet, then they can be easily converted. For instance, 1 foot equals 1 centimeter, 20 feet equals 20 centimeter, and so on. Now to correlate inches to centimeter, you could use inches to feet calculator. Okay, now let us start the drawing process. This is the house plan that we are going to draw. If you plot this house plan vertically, then it would be 20 feet by 30 feet. And if you plot this house plan horizontally, then it would be 30 feet by 20 feet. For the sake of visual ease, I would prefer drawing it 30 feet by 20 feet. Okay, now let us draw the outer wall first. The wall thickness is 9 inches for the outer wall, which when converted into feet it is 0.75, and when correlated with centimeter it is again 0.75. So to draw the outer wall, go to the insert and then shapes and then rectangle. Take a rectangle, draw a rectangle and set the height as 0.75, which is the wall thickness, and set the width as 30 centimeter, and then duplicate the rectangle by holding Ctrl and clicking and dragging. Now create another rectangle, and this time the height will be 20 centimeter and the width is going to be 0.75, that is the wall thickness. Now duplicate this rectangle as well. You can also use the Ctrl plus D keyboard combination to duplicate the shapes. Now you will need to align this rectangle with this one. Select this rectangle first and select the other rectangle, and then go to the format, align, click on align left, and then go to the align again, click on align top. Now group them together. Now select this group and then select this rectangle, align right and align top. Now group it again. Now keeping this group selected, hold the shift key and select this rectangle. Now click on align left and align bottom. Now please note that for selecting multiple objects you will need to use the shift key and click on the other object. Now you can group this. Now let us align this to the middle of the slide. So go to the align center and align middle. Okay, now let us draw the bedrooms. The master bedroom is 12 feet by 10 feet and the other bedroom is 10 feet by 10 feet. So before you draw the bedrooms, you will need to turn on the smart guides. To do that, right click anywhere on the slide and go to the grids and guides and turn on smart guides. In this project I'll be using only the smart guides. This option helps snap one object with the other object, and also it helps the object alignments with each other. Now let me zoom this a little bit. Now go take a rectangle. You can do it by going to the insert, or from the home tab itself you can take the rectangle. Now draw a rectangle and then go to the format and change the height as 10 centimeter and width as 12 centimeter. Now carefully align this. So you should be able to see the smart guide here, and it helps you align the object like this. So you will need to align it with this one and this one like this. Now you will need to create the inner wall. The inner wall thickness is 4.5 inches, that is 0.375. So let us draw a rectangle again, and the width of this will be 0.37, and the height I'll type the same 10 centimeter, that is 10 feet. Now let me align this with this one like this. Now I will duplicate this rectangle itself. I will hold down the control key on my keyboard and click and drag this rectangle. Now I'll simply change the width of this to 10 centimeter, that is the 10 feet, I mean that represents 10 feet. Now align this with this one, and now duplicate this inner wall and place it here. Now you can zoom this and cross check whether everything is properly aligned with each other. Now zoom back. Now you will need to create the inner wall here on this side. Again I'll take a rectangle, so I'll set the height as 0.37 and then I'll align this here just like this. Now zoom a little bit so that you are able to see so that you are able to see this handle, the middle handle. Now you can stretch that rectangle using that middle handle like this, but make sure that you are not changing the wall thickness. Now you can stretch this until it meets this wall. Now what you can do is you can increase stretch the height of these rectangles till the top and bottom like this, so that it overlaps one another like this. So you will need to do this for all the inner walls. Like that. So the construction of inner wall is done. Now let us construct the toilet. So the toilet is 5 feet by 5 feet 9 by 8 feet. So I will simply create a rectangle, and here I will adjust it like this, so I don't have to type the width because it is automatically taken. Now only for the height I will enter 8 feet. Now you will need to create a wall here, the inner wall. So you can take the rectangle and simply create a rectangle here like this of any size, and then change the height to 0.37. Now you will need to zoom so that you would be able to see the middle handle. Now you can stretch this and overlap it on the other inner wall, and stretch this side as well. Just like this. Now we shall zoom back. Now there is another wall needs to be created after the kitchen, and that is here, and the wall height, this length will be 3 feet. It's not mentioned here, I know it because I created this. So let us create another rectangle and then the height would be 3 feet and the width will be 0.37. Now let us know the size of the kitchen. So it is 8 feet by 8 feet change, something. So now let us create a rectangle here, and this is for, the width should be 8 feet. Height can be anything because height is not a concern at the moment. Now you can place this here and align this rectangle here. So you will need to zoom and check whether it is properly aligned. Now zoom a little bit until you see the middle handle and then align it to the bottom like this. Now you can zoom back. Now you will also need to create the door passages at this stage. So now if you have a look at this, here you have 3 types of doors. So the main door is 3 feet 6 inches, and the other doors for the master bedroom and for the bedrooms are 3 feet, and for the toilet it will be 2 feet 6 inches. So now let us create the passages. For this also I'll be taking the rectangle. The width is not a concern at the moment, but the height should be 3 feet 6. So 3 feet 6 means 3 feet 6 is 3.5. So the height should be 3.5. Now you can align it at the bottom exactly on this line. On this line should align with this line, and you can place the rectangle in such a way that it is bigger than the size of the outer wall, and it should project outside like this, a little bit outside. So it can be any length, no problem. Now create another rectangle. Now this time the width should be 3 feet. The height can be anything, no problem. You can place it here and then copy this and place it this side, for the other bedroom. So make sure it is properly aligned, and now create one more rectangle, and this is for the toilet, and it needs to be 2 feet 6 inches. That will be 2.5, and you can align it here, this side. So far we aligned all these shapes with the help of smart guides. So smart guides will help you snap one shape with another shape. Now you can zoom everything and check all the shapes whether it is properly aligned and placed. So once you're satisfied with the checking, zoom back, select everything, go to the format, group, and click on ungroup. So you will need to ungroup until the ungroup option is not available. So ungroup multiple times. Now you can see that it is disabled, so that the objects are ungrouped at the lowest level. Now what you can do is you can weld the outer wall first. So you will need to select the outer wall by one. So select this one, hold the shift key and select the other one, and this one, and this one. So how do you weld it? You can go to the format, merge shapes, and click on union. So this will merge it as one unit. Now you can subtract this outer wall, this door passage from this outer wall. Select both of this. First you will need to select the outer wall and this one. Holding the shift key you can click on this one, then go to the format, merge shapes, and then you can use the subtract option. Now keeping the outer wall still selected, you can weld the inner walls together. So select all the inner walls carefully by holding your shift key and clicking on all the inner walls. Now weld it together. You can go to the merge shapes and union. Now you can subtract the other door passages. Before doing that, you might also consider deleting this reference shapes. So I will delete this and this and this. Now you can select the wall, so you can just move and confirm it. See, you can see that everything moves together. Now I'll undo this, and you can subtract everything one by one. Subtract all the doors. So select the outer wall first and the other door, the door, and then go to the format, merge shapes and subtract. So do it one by one. So don't select everything and do it at once. Now select the outer wall and this one and subtract, and again continue the process and subtract. So we have completed with the walls. So now you can select the wall, go to the format, shape fill and select no fill, and you can go to the shape outline and choose the black color or the color that you prefer. Okay, now let us see how to create the doors. So the door frame is 3 inches, that is 0.25. So create a rectangle for the height of 0.25 and width also as 0.25. So it's very small, you will need to zoom it. So I have zoomed all to the 400%. Now you will need to subtract this portion, 1/4 of this square. So that means you will need to calculate. So 0.25 divided by 2 is 0.125. So I will simply duplicate this square and then 0.125, and simply it's better to simply say 0.12 because it will be rounded. 0.12. Now you can align this smaller square to the top left of this bigger square. So to ensure whether it is aligned properly, you can select both and then align it to the left and align it to the top. Now you can subtract the smaller square. You can say fragment, use the option fragment. Now you can duplicate this L-shaped shape and you can just flip it horizontally. Now you can create a reference line. So we are creating the main door. The main door is 3 feet 6 inches, that is 3.5. So we will align this shape to this edge like this, and this shape to this edge like this. Now you will need to create an arc. So before creating an arc, we will also create, now door frames are created, we will need to create the door itself. So take a rectangle and create a rectangle and place it here, And you can using the smart guides, you can align it like this. The height is automatically adjusted, and then you can align it this side, stretch it this side till you touch this line, so you will get the size automatically. Now you can rotate this, so you can rotate it by 90 degree, and then place this side. So make sure you have aligned it properly, and now you can create an arc. So to create an arc, you can take this arc and hold down the shift key while drawing an arc. So you can draw an arc of any size initially, then you can place this touch this to one of the ends this side, and then increase the shape. Don't use the middle handles, it will stretch the shape and you won't get a perfect arc. So you can simply stretch it like this. And keep stretching until you get the both ends of the arc touch this and this spots. So the smart guides are really very helpful in this situation. So you might have to do it a few times. So now I think it's almost done. So now you can zoom back. Select all the shapes of the door and then go to the format, shape fill, and click on no fill. Now go to the shape outline and choose the black color or the color that you prefer. I think the arc is not selected because it has a bigger radius. So select the arc and choose the same outline color. You will also need to check whether the outline thickness are same. So I will select this rectangle, go to the shape outline and check the weight. It is 1 point. And let me select this arc and make that also as 1 point. Now you can delete this reference line. Now select all the shapes and group together. So if you try to select all, you still see that the arc is not selected. Hold down your shift key and click on the arc. So this will select everything. Now you can group this together. Now you can place this here. You can take this and place this here. You can rotate it. And then you can zoom it and place it. So you might have to use the arrow keys to align exactly on the wall. Now let us zoom back. In a similar way, you can create all the other doors. Now let us see how to create the windows. The window size is 2.4 inches thick. That is the window frame size. So that is 0.2 when you are corresponding it with the centimeter. So now let us have a closer look. So here we have two kinds of windows. All the big windows are 4 feet, and only the window for the toilet is 2 feet. Now let me zoom and give you a closer look. So the window sill here is, this side it is 1 feet 6 inches projection, and this side it is 6 inches on either side. So that means it is 1 feet extra from this size. So if this is 4 feet, this will be 5 feet. Okay, now let us see how to create this. So first let us take a rectangle and go to the format. The width will be same as the outer wall thickness, that is 0.75, and the height will be 4 feet, and then I'll remove the shape fill and say no fill. Shape outline I'll make it black color. Now I'll duplicate this rectangle and change the width of this to 0.2, that is the window frame size. Now I will select these two shapes by holding the shift key and clicking, and then align center and align middle. Now you can group this. Now I will keep one of this as the reference. I will make a duplicate copy. Now create one more rectangle, and this time the width is 1.5 and the height will be 5 centimeters. So that is 5 feet, and 1.5 represents 1 feet 6 inches. Now we will remove the shape fill, and shape outline we will select the black color, and then we will also change the line style as the dash style, and then we will align these two things together. So now first I will align this with this one, so with the help of the smart guides, and then select these two together, and then go to the align and click on the middle. Now let us see how to place this window on a exact position. Now if you have a look at this house plan, so this window is placed after 3 feet from the inside of the wall, and this window is placed after 2 feet from the inside of the wall. So now what I will do is I will take this one as the reference, and I will just simply place this here, align this here. You can also use the arrow keys to align it exactly on the line, and this needs to be 3 feet this time, 3 feet, and then place this window here. Now you can rotate and change this reference shape to 90 degree and change the size of the shape. Let us make this 2 feet, 2 centimeter, and then place this here and copy this window, rotate it by 90 degree, and place this window aligning with the reference shape. So using this reference shape you can place all the other windows. So only you will need to change the size of this and keep placing the windows. So now again it is 2 feet from here and 2 feet from here. So 2 feet from the inside of the wall, So you can use the arrow keys, and then you can copy this and place it. The next thing is to place the floor plan symbols, just like these. So I have a Word file that contains all the floor plan symbols, and these symbols are created inside Microsoft Word, and you can download this on my website. The link is in the description. So once after downloading this, you can copy all the symbols one by one and paste and place them on your plan in the PowerPoint as required. You may rotate it as required and place it wherever you want. Now in the kitchen section, I have created the kitchen slab like this. Now let me show you how to create this. So this is 2 feet. So let us start by creating a rectangle and align it with the help of the smart guides like this. Now change the width of this for 2 feet. Now create another rectangle and align it like this, and then stretch it and align it with the other rectangle. Now increase the height as 2 feet. Oh sorry, you will need to align it after increasing the size. Now select these two rectangles and then you can weld it together by going to merge shapes and union. Now remove the fill color and change the outline color to black. So if there is any overlapping lines, you can zoom it and sort it out. You can use the arrow keys and see whether it's aligned properly and then zoom back. Now let us place the symbols that are required in the kitchen. I'll just copy this stove and the wash basin. I'll just copy and paste them here and place it on the slab. So you can place them where it is required. Now let us see how to create the dimension lines and other annotations for the house plan. So let me show you how to create the dimension here. So first I will start by creating a line from this point towards down, and I'll set the height as 3 centimeter, and then I'll change the outline color. Now I will copy this to the other side. Now select both the lines and group them together. Now create an horizontal line and set the width as 31 centimeter, that is 1 centimeter extra from this one. Now change the outline color and then select these two and then align center and align bottom. Now you will have to move this a little bit up. So if you want to do it exactly, you can use a square as a reference, and for this you can set the height and width as 0.5 and 0.5 and then place it here, and now align this line on top of that square. Then you can delete this line. Now you can select these two and then group them together. And then you can place this here. Now using the arrow keys you can move it a little down so that it has a slight gap between the house plan and the dimension. Now you can use the text box and then type your dimension here. And then you can set the alignment as the center alignment, and then go to the format shape fill and select white as the color. You might reduce a little, reduce the size a little, and then place it on the line. You can also change the color if you want. If you want, you can align these two to the center, align center like that. Similarly, you can create the dimension for this side as well. Now you can create other annotations using text boxes and then paste or type the details just like this. So you can duplicate one text box and change the details. So I will copy and paste the data. Dear viewers, I hope that this tutorial is really very helpful. You can download the PDF format of this house plan and floor plan symbols on my website. If you want to learn how to create floor plan in Microsoft Word, then watch the tutorial in the I button. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe my channel. Also, do not forget to like and share this video. I will come up with another awesome tutorial soon. Until then, it's bye from hbninfotech.com.